Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll just signal you when I want to change. I want to produce or introduce you to the Eckstein Institute. Two things happened to me when I was 15 years old. One, I dropped out of high school. And I dropped out of high school because I didn't have the cultural capital which my society says I should be a success. And then two, my very best friend, who was my next door neighbor, died. And she died from complications related to HIV and AIDS, and because her family locked her away instead of seeking medical help because she became HIV and AIDS positive. That has sort of honed my entire career and my focus. At the Eckstein Institute, I want to create a think tank that brings awareness of trending healthcare and education related concerns to empower change makers in Trinidad and Tobago. The mission would essentially be to decrease stigma as it relates to the society by bringing awareness to and education of the social determinants of healthcare and education in Caribbean life. Two things: communicable and non communicable diseases are severely impacting the Caribbean and specifically Trinidad and Tobago. For example, my friend works at the Patient Advocate Mission, and they are funded by Trinidad and America, for example, PEPFAR. And we know with politics, especially in the Trump era, PEPFAR lost the majority of its funding and ability to do work globally. My friend's organization was one of those that were impacted. So their funding has now been limited to just programming with no real long-term data analysis, or they can't even measure the work that they're doing. Secondly, 2,800 students have gone missing since the beginning of the pandemic in Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad and Tobago, the population is only 1.5 million people. For comparison, Atlanta's population is 6.5. If 3,000 students disappeared from the Atlanta metro area, alarms would be going off. Where are these students? What are they doing? What are their options? Essentially, the Eckstein Institute wants to cater to healthcare, exploring what are the many factors determining the social determinants of healthcare, and really paying attention to how it's severely underfunded when it comes to research and progress, as well as education. Like I said, where are the dropouts? Where are the students? What ethnic groups are being impacted? What part of the islands are they from? How has their social capital contributed to their departure? Competitively, I've recognized that the country only has 13 think tanks, and they merely focus on the economy and business and market research. Why me? I was born there. I've had 10 years of experience in human rights. I've worked for companies such as the Human Rights Campaign, America's largest LGBTQ organization. And even while I was there, I did a lot of Caribbean advocacy. I did fundraising campaigns just on random cruise ship vacations. I have done op-eds writing to Trinidad and Tobago, and my research has always been about advocacy in that space. And I have a lot of connections with Caribbean American associations. So I believe creating something like this and really marketing and targeting those folks who are interested in impacting the work going on in the Caribbean is my space. And then finally, these are anticipated milestones. So like beginning of next year, I want to get registered. I'm interested in the B Corp status for this. Develop initial research. I want to hire staff down there. So I'm also wanting to impact the economy down there by hiring scientists down there. And then look at creating sort of an annual long-term sort of societal comprehensive research tool to collect data, analyze, and then I want to have things like annual symposiums down there where I go down and present that research and provide it to nonprofits on the ground who can really figure out how to target their work as it relates to healthcare and education. And that is my pitch. So thank you for listening about the Eckstein Institute.